This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Let's talk a little football with Alex Windley. Yeah. Bleacher Report, 90 minutes US. And of course, the Heron's Nest, which you can subscribe by going to her Twitter. I was going to say AAW underscore 1998. Alex, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I tell you, my favorite run ever in Inter-Miami history is this run here of 5-1-1 without Messi. I know with Messi, it's the most exciting thing we've ever seen, but to me, life without Messi is going to happen, and it's going to happen faster than you think. And you want to see signs of life that you're not Messi reliant, and that's what they were for a while. That every time Messi would sit out, it would be just an ultra disaster. And hell, we've had these conversations, and I would say, come on, dude, you got to show me something here, Tata. You're not showing me coaching. Like we watched Spo could get me, and they might win a game with me, which I don't even know how that's possible. But Spo has, that magic touch. And to me, to watch the young guys, because it's not like the old guys carrying you. No, it's the young guys coming through a lot and making a lot of great decisions. That's been really, really fun to see them cut the umbilical cord.
Right. And I think that's what should excite Inter-Miami fans heading into the future. Like you said, there will be a life without Messi, and I'm not going to say it's going to come quicker than we think, but, with the injuries, he's 37 now. Obviously, he'll stay to the end of his contract, him, Busquets, Alba, Suarez. But, it shows that the team has been able to evolve, with Messi being out. They had to find ways to win and win well. And I know a lot of people were initially probably writing off Miami during the summer, with Copa America and the Euros and players that are going to be gone. But I think we have to give kudos to Tata Martino for getting the best out of his younger players. Federico Redondo, we saw last night Diego Gomez as well. Even earlier in the summer schedule, Benjamin Kramaski, Leo Alfonso getting some goals.
Ian Frey
coming back, playing a full 90 minutes last night. Even with his terrible injuries that he suffered, playing a full 90, that has to feel good for the team and for himself. He did look a little tired at the end, and I don't expect him to play this weekend, but I think this is what should excite Inter-Miami fans heading forward. These young guys who want to come to Inter-Miami, who want to use it as a springboard to Europe. Already we see Diego Gomez, who has interest from teams like West Ham and Brighton Hove Albion in the Premier League, and he'll probably end up leaving sooner before later. But
this is where Inter-Miami now becomes good business too at the same time. So while we see them spend a lot, this might be moments where they start to make a little profits too at the same time. Good for them.
Right, exactly. And I think that's it's a shame to see these really young, talented players leave. But at the same time, like you said, Orlando, it's a business, and Miami need to show that they are a destination club where young, talented South American or even European players can come, springboard their career and leap into Europe like that. I know Redondo, all the U22 DP players, Avilas, Gomez, Redondo, Farias, who's injured right now.
Taylor's career has been, gotten an incredible lift coming to Inter-Miami.
Right. Robert Taylor too. But and it's something that should excite the team. I know Miami will always be linked to stars, and even when Messi, Busquets, Suarez, Alba, they leave, Jorge Mas is really hell-bent on bringing in more stars, a Neymar, Griezmann, it'll be there. But it's the young core that that's the backbone of this team. And last night they showed that and then some.
By the way, your boy Frey, you were at the game, so maybe you saw more of it. That was payback to that guy when he put him on his ass. I don't know what was going on during that game. I don't know what he did to Ian, but Ian put him on his ass and then got on him and told him he sent a message there was something going on there. I don't know if you saw it or whatever it was, what was going on, but Ian was like, I'm not, that's it. I'm not having any more of this. I'm done with this.
Yeah, Ian Frey, he likes to chirp on the field a lot, and it's really funny to see. And that just shows that excuse me, he has the confidence in himself and his abilities, and now physically, that he's able to trash talk a little bit and feel confident in his abilities. So I think the more we see Ian Frey do something like that, it just shows the confidence in himself and how he's getting back to his form that he had before all the injuries.
Redondo might have played one of the better all-around games I have ever seen in an Inter-Miami uniform last night. I mean, that man was savoir-faire. He was everywhere. That's an old cartoon when I was a kid. But he was like a whirling dervish yesterday. He was everywhere, and then obviously finishing off a pair of beautiful goals.
Yeah, and watching him from the press box, it was really surreal and really interesting. Everyone knows the quality that he has, but I don't think we quite saw it to his full potential due to injuries. But last night, I think this was the first time we've seen him fully fit, and that's what he'll be able to give Miami when he's fully fit and clicking like he should. Him and excuse me, I want to shout out Julian Gressel as well last night for getting 2 assists, one on the set piece and one on the third goal. It was just, I know a lot of people were giving him flack, but that's why Miami brought him to the club. He's honestly, he's probably one of the best crossers of the ball, great delivery in the entire league. So
I don't trust Gressel to finish plays, but I do trust him immensely to make some terrific passes that he knows he's one of the better ones to set up his teammates. He isn't as effective as a closer, as a scorer. Okay, I can live with that. Everybody has a role, but he has a fantastic role on this team. He is very effective as a guy that sets his team up.
Right. And we're seeing it now, and he's really the pass before the final pass guy, or the final pass guy, essentially. And we're seeing that now, and I'm really glad that Tata stuck with him throughout his dip in form, but now we see him really coming into his own, and at the right time, when Messi's gone and Miami maybe needs people who can set up plays now, and now you have Julian Gressel able to do that.
By the way, you can follow Alex on Twitter at AAW_1998 and sign up. Please subscribe to the Heron's Nest, guys and ladies out there. If you want to find out more about Inter, she's going to keep you informed with everything. She does an excellent job. And on Twitter, she follows it. By the way, the Gomez goal was un golazo. Wow, that was a blast. That was they even showed Messi like he was like approving, which, by the way, that was super cool of Messi with a mangled ankle in a boot to go and not big time it and stay home and be there. I thought that was like really, really cool on his part, actually.
Right. And it just shows that he's the captain of this team, and he could have easily stayed home or whatever. But
we all would have understood, by the way. All of us.
Yeah, he has 3 sons, and Antonella, I wouldn't blame him for staying home either. But the fact that he's able to come out and support the team, and that Gomez goal was incredible. And once again, it was Federico Redondo setting up with the really nice curled ball in, keeping him onside, and Gomez made the finish look simple, but it was really difficult, the angle. But it's really pleasing to see these young players really go and come into their own. And I think it's a mixture of having guys like Messi, Suarez, Busquets, the older veterans kind of have their influence in and around the team, and the confidence to give these younger players, to tell them, hey, look, you guys are capable and you can win games as well. And that's definitely rubbing off on the squad.
I gotta say, Alex, the only thing that I'll complain about from last night, there was no reason to play Suarez. I mean, this was the night to give him off. If you want to play him a little bit, on Saturday, okay, I get it. He's had some more time, but he just came away from the consolation game. I would have held out Suarez. I know he didn't play a ton of minutes, and I know he didn't play hard minutes, the minutes he played too, which I'm sure Tata told him, hey, we're going to put you in there, but, we're pretty comfortable in the lead. Just don't go crazy out there. But I that's the only thing I wish he would have held back and brought somebody else on, at that moment.
Right. And honestly, I think they just brought him on because, Miami were up 3-0 at that point. And they probably thought he could get a goal or two against this Toronto side that was a little disappointing. But yeah, I think it was also just him getting up to speed, being gone for a month with Copa America. Saturday, I expect him to start, especially, Campana. He got the start last night, but he did not. I don't know. I don't think he did his best in that Miami side last night. So I think Suarez will probably get the start this Saturday, and yeah, we'll see. But maybe I think they probably could have added Suarez on in like the last 10 minutes, but I don't know. But I think it was just them trying to get him reacclimated to the squad, really.
Yeah, well, they're going to need him because obviously Messi will be out, and it looks like with that mangled ankle. I know that the coach kind of downplayed it a little bit, like he didn't think it was that serious, but just to be, you're coasting. You killed yourself to have all these points before they left, thinking that this was going to be the month of hell. And as I just told you to start this segment, it's been my favorite stretch in Inter-Miami history because this one is seeds of the future. This shows me that the coach is doing great. The front office is finding, talent. They're developing young guys. I know the Moss brothers are maniacs. I know they'll bring more stars, but I need to know that you can develop players and find some other ones. And that's, to me, that's the most exciting part of it all. So that's why I kind of, I look at it a little differently than maybe the average fan would.
Right. Right. And I think that's a good thing. And as this team gets into 2025, 26, the new stadium, they're going to continue bringing in young players, especially with the new rules that MLS just announced, where they kind of switched up the DP spots a little bit, where you can have 4 U22 players and 2 senior DPs, or 3 senior DPs and 3 U22 players. So it'll give Miami some flexibility heading forward as well. So yeah, a good times for the club right now. Let's see if they can continue that form, get Supporter Shield, and hopefully make an MLS Cup run.
Yeah, by the way, that was pretty cool because last night's game was so important because Cincinnati ends up losing to Chicago.
Right.
You end up winning. So now your team is up on the Supporter Shield, number 1 overall in the MLS, number 1 in the conference, obviously. And on Saturday, you play the team that just did you a favor, knocking down the Cincinnati. So that's kind of cool that you get to host Chicago after they did you the favor, beating Cincinnati, 1-0. So what goes around comes around. I love it.
Right. Yeah, it will be an interesting match, and it's played at home, so the team will be a little bit comfortable. I know it's going to be short rest, but this team is hungry and they want to continue with their winning ways.
By the way, I got to come from ignorance here, and you know more than I do, so I'm going to lean on you now. I know in hockey, I remember when they won the President's Trophy a couple years back, it was like bad luck because in hockey, it's bad luck to have the most points because you most of the time you never win the cup. Actually, a lot of times you get even knocked out early, and sure enough, the second round, I think, right, of the President's Trophy, I think they were knocked out in the second round. I want to say, I'm pretty sure it was second round. Yeah. And then the other year they touched the Eastern Conference Trophy when they're not supposed to. So what's the deal in the MLS when you win the Supporter Shield? What's the percentage of you going on to win the MLS Cup? Is it a kiss of death or is it not really a factor?
I will say there's precedent for that. Honestly, a couple years back, I know the Philadelphia the Union, for example, they won Supporter Shield, but they did not. I think they lost in the Eastern Conference Final. Likewise, last year with FC Cincinnati, they won the Supporter Shield, and they did not make it to MLS Cup. They lost to Columbus of all teams, their rival. So yeah, there is precedent where winning Supporter Shield doesn't necessarily mean that you will get to MLS Cup, but this Miami team is an enigma, and I truly think that they're going to do everything in their possible to get both, especially with the Moss brothers being so ambitious. I don't think, and Tata has spoken about this, they want both. They want the Supporter Shield, Hopefully they can wrap that up early, but Cincinnati's still on their tails, but they want Supporter Shield and they also want to make a run for MLS Cup. So hopefully Miami will be the MLS team to break that. I don't want to call it curse, but break that that precedent. But if there's any team that can do it, it's one with Messi, Suarez, Busquets, and Jordi Alba.
By the way, I'd be remiss if I did not mention Drake Callender again.
Right.
Drake Callender again and again and again and again. Wow.
What a player. Yeah.
God, he's so good, man. Talk about
100 appearances for
the future again. Yeah. The future. This is a young goalie that you have.
He's only 26.
Jesus, man. That save he had yesterday was just wicked. Wow, man.
100 appearances for the club. Him and Robert Taylor, they hit that mark last night, and it's really cool to see players being around long enough for them to hit 100 appearances. So Inter Miami has some history now, and it's
unlike the Marlins, they keep their stars here. You cover the team that actually wants to keep. They want to win. So those things happen when you want to spend money, you want to really win, and so you get a nice crowd and all of that, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right. So tell me, what do you got going on? The Bleacher Report, the Heron's Nest. Tell people where they can follow you, Alex.
Right. You can follow me on Twitter at AAW_1998. My Substack is doing pretty well right now. I've got player ratings going on at the Heron's Nest. That's what it's called. You can follow me there. I do some stuff for Bleacher Report as well. And that's basically what I cover the team in its entirety. And I just try to get the best information out there for the fans, really.
And she does a great job breaking it down also. So you got to follow her during the games, all that kind of stuff. She'll give you great insight while the games are going on and everything else. Alex, as always, thank you for taking some time. Enjoy covering, the second best club in town, right? Panthers got to be number one right now, but Miami looks like they're settling in there as the second best club in town right now.
For sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
You got it. My pleasure. There we go.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.